Good morning, one and all. Welcome to today's class. So, today we shall start with the second lesson of English non-detail, that is Karna. Karna is written by C. Rajagopalachari ji. C. Rajagopalachari. So, Karna is one of the important characters of Mahabharata. As we all know, the two great epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, contain characters that are prone to be great models. They are of great qualities, remembered even today, and will be remembered forever. Karna is popularly known as Danashura Veera Karna. Dana means charity, Veera means strong. So, Karna was a warrior of great strength who was known for his charity. That is why he was called as Danashura Veera Karna. Even now, in our daily life, if we see a person who keeps on giving things to others, we say, don't be Danashura Veera Karna. So that is how Karna is remembered even today. He will be remembered forever for his charity, for his strength. He was a great warrior. So, okay. But who actually this Karna was? This Karna in reality was the son of Kunti. Kunti, that is the mother of the Pandavas. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva. These were the five brothers and they were known as the Pandavas. So, the mother of Pandavas was Kunti. When this Kunti was a young girl, she was granted a boon and she was blessed with a child by the Surya Deva. She meditated and she got a boon from the Surya Deva. And this child, Karna, was a boon from Surya Deva to Kunti. But when Kunti got this child from Surya Deva as a boon, she then realized that she was unmarried and to have a child being unmarried would bring a bad name to her. So, she decided to abandon this baby, to leave this baby, to abandon this baby. What she does is she puts the baby in a basket which contained flowers and leaves. Contains flowers. She takes a basket, she puts the baby in it, and what does she do? She leaves that basket in river Ganga. She leaves that basket in river Ganga, Ganges we say. This child was found by a charioteer. She left in river Ganga and this floated and it reached ashore, and there Adhirata got this basket. He saw that there was a child in it. Adhirata and Radha were couples. Radhe we say, they were couples. So, they didn't have a child. Adhirata was very happy when he found this child. So, he took this child and Adhirata and Radhe named this child as Vasosena. So, they named this child as Vasosena, but Karna was also called as Radheya. So, Karna's name is Vasosena. This Vasosena name is not mentioned in your text. If you see back to the story, we will come to know that his name also was, he was named as Vasosena by this Adhirata. But Karna was popularly known as Radheya. So, Karna, though he was brought up by a charioteer, he was actually a Kshatriya because he was the son of Kunti. Kunti had got this child from Surya Deva. So, he was a boon of Surya Deva. So, we can say that he is the son of Surya Deva. So, he was a Kshatriya. He was from a royal family, but nobody knew about this. This truth was not known to anybody except Karna knew about this, Kunti knew about this, and Bhishma, Pitama, grandfather, Bhishma knew about this because Narada had told him. This Narada, as you know, he goes to different people, different gods, and he keeps on telling things. He carries tales from one place to the other. So he had carried this tale that Kunti had a son named Karna, and this was known to the grandfather Bhishma. So with this basic information of Karna, let us begin this lesson, Karna. If you just open up your textbook on page number 130, I will start with the explanation from page number 130. The lesson begins from there. The Pandavas and the Kauravas had learnt their lessons from Guru Kripacharya and Dronacharya. Earlier Guru was Kripacharya and later they had learned it from Dronacharya. Acharya means Guru. Acharya means Guru. In earlier times, in earlier schools, we had Gurukulas. So they were called as Acharyas. So Drona and Kripa were the Gurus of Pandavas and the Kauravas. Okay, then the Gurus had taught them the practice of arms, archery, use of weapons, and all the other arts. They had taught them many arts. Like how today we go to school and learn so many things in school. In the same way, Pandavas and Kauravas had gone to Gurukula near these Gurus. They had taken all this knowledge. They had acquired all this knowledge. They had practiced this. How we have exams. Of course, this year because of COVID, the pandemic COVID-19, you all don't have any exams. You all are sitting and writing everything in the house. And I know how you all are writing. But the Pandavas and the Kauravas had to prove their proficiency in the use of arms in the presence of the members of the royal family and the public of the kingdom. So they had to prove their proficiency, their expertness, their practice, all that they had to prove. So a day was fixed and a place was set for this. This place where it was set, the place set was called as arena. There was a large crowd which was enthusiastic to see the superpower skills of these Pandavas, the Kauravas. So here in this arena, Arjuna displayed superhuman skills and weapons. So Arjuna was the favorite disciple of these gurus, Dronacharya and Kripacharya. They wanted Arjuna to be the best in the kingdom. They wanted him to be the best. So they had taught him so many things, and he was so clever that he had acquired this knowledge completely. And so in this arena, this place which was arranged, which was set up, so he displayed the superhuman skills and all the art of weapons which he knew. The crowd which watched Arjuna was lost in wonder and admiration. They were surprised to see this. The super talent of Arjuna. Arjuna was so expert. Duryodhana watched all this with hatred and jealousy. So Duryodhana was in the Kauravas, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, though they were cousin brothers, there was always fight between the two, enmity between the two, jealousy between the two. So Duryodhana watched all this with hatred and jealousy. At the close of the day, that is end of the day, they could hear a sound, that is a loud sound at the entrance of the arena. The sound was so loud that it was referred to a thunder, the sound was so loud that it was referred to a thunder. That loud the sound was. So it is said that sound loud, compelling like thunder. The words used in the sentences, in the textbook, the words used in the sentences, a sound loud, compelling like thunder. This was the sound of mighty arms. All the people gathered there looked at the entrance. Of course, there was a loud sound, so the attention of all the public was towards the entrance. They could see a godlike youth. Godlike means when we see that person, we feel as if we can see the appearance of a god. So it was godlike youth who spread light and power and seemed to emerge. So as if the god is coming out. We can see in the old films, they give a particular type of music and they show that god is coming up. Because we Hindus worship idols, so we know. So when we say the Lakshmi coming up, we say goddess Lakshmi. When we see Shiva coming up, Ganpati coming up. So all these things. So the thing mentioned here is a godlike youth who seemed to emerge with huge sound. He looked proud and bored before the gurus. So Krupacharya, Dronacharya was sitting there. So he came, he bowed before the gurus as a mark of respect. And he moved towards Arjuna. He moved towards Arjuna. All the brothers, that is the Pandavas, were not aware that he was their own brother. So the person who came there was the own brother of these Pandavas. They were of common blood. Yes, it was Karna. Yes, it was Karna. Karna was the elder brother of these Pandavas. So the man who entered the arena was Karna. The godlike youth was Karna. Karna stood before Arjuna and said that he shall shower greater skills than Arjuna. He said, I can shower greater skills than you. Whatever you have displayed now before the public, I can display better skills than you. He then and there duplicated Arjuna's skills. The word used in the text is feats. Arjuna's feats, that is skills. Very easily Karna could display the skills very easily with no difficulty at all. He was also an expert. Now Duryodhana was very happy. He threw his arms around Karna and welcomed Karna with joy and happiness. He said that good fortune had sent Karna there. If you see page number 131, so we have completed with page number 130, coming to page number 131. What Duryodhana says? Duryodhana says that fortune had sent Karna there. Karna said that he was grateful to the king and sought only two things. What were those two things? The love and a single combat with Partha. Here Partha is Arjuna. The other name for Arjuna is Partha. This question appears in the exam. This will be asked in the exam. Like, what are the other names of Arjuna? What is the other name of Arjuna? The other name of Arjuna mentioned in the lesson is Partha. Partha is the other name of Arjuna. Then for Karna they have mentioned Radheya. For Karna they have mentioned it as Radheya. Okay. Combat means a fight or a war. So Karna wanted two things. That is, he wanted love and he wanted a single fight with Arjuna so that he can prove his skills, he can prove his bravery. Duryodhana was very happy to see Karna and his skills. He just hugged him to his bosom and said that his prosperity was all Karna's to enjoy. As love flooded Duryodhana's heart, there was anger, enmity that filled Arjuna. He felt offended, enmity, anger, everything filled within this Arjuna. He felt offended, he felt as if he was defeated. He felt as if he is not superior, as if Karna is superior. He felt, this was what Arjuna felt. He felt offended. He watched Karna with fierce eyes. Karna stood like a mountain peak, receiving greetings from, Karna was receiving greetings from Kaurava brothers. So all the Kaurava brothers were greeting him, and Arjuna was filled with anger and enmity. Arjuna now said, "O Karna, you are an uninvited guest." Karna replies saying that arena was open to all and not alone to you, Arjuna. He further says, power is supreme. Power, P-O-W-E-R, power. We say power. Power is supreme. And the law was based on it. So any person can enter the arena and participate in it. You cannot say that I am uninvited guest. So he said there was no use of mere talks. He told Arjuna, lift your weapons. Shoot arrows instead of words. He says, Karna says, you don't speak. You simply don't speak. Take your arrow, take your bow and start. Let us have a fight. Let us combat. The challenged Arjuna, with the permission of Guru Dronacharya, was ready for the combat with Karna. So even Arjuna was a strong person with the youth blood in him, and he wanted to fight with Karna. So Arjuna embraced his brother and embraced his brothers, that Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula were all there. So he embraced them and he stood ready. On the other side, Karna took leave of the Kuru brothers, that is the Kauravas, Duryodhana and his brothers, and he confronted means opposed. He confronted Arjuna with his weapon in hand. Now, who was watching all this? Lord Indra, the god, the lord of thunder clouds. And Indra was the lord of thunder clouds, and Bhaskara was the lord of infinite rays. We leave bows and arrows rays. So Bhaskara was the lord of infinite rays. These both, Indra and Bhaskara, appeared in the heavens. Coming to the next part, Kunti saw Karna, and as soon as she saw him, she fainted. Karna had come to that arena there, that place. So all this scene was going on here. Kunti was sitting and watching this. As soon as she recognized this person's face, Karna's face, she fainted. She knew that he was her first child granted by Surya Deva. Immediately she came to know that it is her son who was a boon of Lord Surya Deva. The uncle of Pandavas and Kauravas, that is Vidura. Who is Vidura? Vidura is the uncle of Kauravas and Pandavas. This person, Vidura, he instructs the maid to take care of Kunti as she had fainted. Kunti soon regained her consciousness, and Kunti stood stupefied, shocked. The question which will be asked is, why was Kunti stupefied? So Kunti stood stupefied, shocked with anguish, that is pain, and did not know what to do, because this was her child. This was the child she had got as a boon when she was unmarried. So who is going to believe her? What they will talk about her was her problem. So she did not know what to do. Coming to page number 132, both Karna and Arjuna were about to join in the battle. Guru Krupacharya, who was very well versed in the rules of single combat, Krupacharya was very clever, and he thought, if these two superior person, there were two superior person, we couldn't compare one with the other. So what would happen? So he thought, he was very well versed in the rules of single combat. Guru Krupacharya stepped in. He stepped in and told Karna that Arjuna is the son of Pritha and Pandu. Arjuna is the son of whom? Pritha and Pandu. And he belonged to the Kuru race, a royal race. Krupacharya asks Karna to reveal his parentage. It is only after knowing the parentage that Partha, that is Arjuna, will fight or get engaged in a single combat. So Kripacharya asks Karna to reveal his parentage, whether he was from a royal parentage or not. He is not the one who enters into single combat with unknown people. So Kripacharya says, Arjuna is not a simple man, a general public. He is not a simple person. He is the prince. So he does not enter into single combat with any unknown person. The person's parentage should be known. Then only there can be a combat. Karna was bent down. He bowed his head down like a lotus under the weight of rainwater. As a flower lotus, it bends due to the heavy rains. So was Karna's head bent. Why? Because he could not reveal before everybody that he was a son of Kunti. And he had to say that he was a son of a charioteer. And charioteer is not from a royal parentage. He is not of a royal parentage. He could not reveal his real parentage. Karna could not reveal his real parentage. And if he said he was the son of charioteer, then he would not be allowed for the combat, as he was not from royal parentage. That is, he was not the son of a king. He was not a prince. Duryodhana stood up and said, if the combat cannot take place only because Karna was not a prince, then he would crown Karna as the king of Angas. So Duryodhana used his brain here. He said, why Karna cannot take place, why Karna cannot fight with Arjuna? Only because he is not a king, only because he is not a prince. Then I shall make him the king of Angas. I shall give him the kingdom Angas. So Duryodhana, with the permission of Bhishma, Bhishma is his grandfather, Dhritarashtra, his father. So he took the permission. Who? Duryodhana. Duryodhana took the permission of Bhishma and Yudhishthira and performed the necessary rites, that is the ceremonies, and made Karna the king of Angas. First thing you can see, the good quality of Duryodhana is the friendship and what he is offering to Karna. But he has his own intention here. Duryodhana has his own intention because Karna can be the best warrior from his side. So Duryodhana gave Karna the crown, the jewels, the royal insignia. Insignia means the symbol of any kingdom. Yeah, there are symbols. So this royal insignia of the Angas, he gave it to him, of the kings. So now Karna can be called as a king. Karna was the king of Angas, and now he was fit to combat with Arjuna as per Kripacharya's rules. Kripacharya had told him, if you can prove your royal parentage or if you are a prince, then you can fight with Arjuna. So now he is the king of Angas and now we can have a combat with Arjuna. At the same moment, charioteer Adhirata, the foster father of Karna, entered the assembly. So Adhirata enters that place and he is very happy to see Karna being crowned as a king. He saw Karna, who? Adhirata. Adhirata, that is the foster father of Karna. He had brought him up. So he saw Karna being crowned as the king of Angas and he was very happy. He embraced his son with tears of love. Bhima, that is one of the brother of Pandavas, brother of Yudhishthira, brother of Arjuna, Bhima stood watching all this. He roared with laughter and told Karna that he was only the son of a charioteer and he looked good with a whip in his hand. He said, don't die in the hands of Arjuna. don't die in the hands of Arjuna. A whip will look good in your hand because you are the son of a charioteer. Who says this? Bhima says this. Karna trembled with pain after hearing the words of Bhima. He speechlessly looked at the setting sun. The sun was almost setting, it was evening time. He looked at the setting sun with a deep sigh. He felt very bad. But Duryodhana did not keep quiet. He answered to Bhima. Duryodhana answered to Bhima saying, O Vrikodhara, it is unworthy of you to say such words. Don't say such things. Duryodhana further says, valor, that is bravery, is the hallmark of a Kshatriya. He could give 100 examples where great men of humble birth. He tells Bhima that if asked about his origin, that is Bhima's origin, then Bhima would be in an awkward position. So he tells Bhima, better not to ask questions about Karna and his origin. So to ask questions to others, first your origin should be proper. So Duryodhana reminds him of all these things. Duryodhana further says, look at this warrior, his godlike form, his armor, his earrings, his skills with weapons. Surely there must be some mystery about him. Duryodhana says this brave man must be from a royal parentage. He gave all the examples and he says, tiger is not born to an antelope. Tiger is born to a tiger. So this person must be a Kshatriya. He is not just a normal person. He said, Karna was a brave man and was fit to be the king of Angas. He took Karna in his chariot and drove away from there because he did not want further arguments there. People present there watched all this and spoke about the bravery of Arjuna, the bravery of Karna, and about Duryodhana. The sun set and all the people dispersed, moved away from there. So the sun set and the people dispersed, moved away from there. Indra, the Lord, that is the God, could foresee that the contest was inevitable. So Indra, the Lord, realized this fight is going to take place. He cannot stop this. So Indra, the Lord, could foresee that the contest was inevitable between Arjuna and Karna. He disguises who? Indra. Lord Indra disguises himself in the form of a Brahmana and goes to Karna. He asks for charity. He begged for what? Armor and earrings of Karna. Karna very well knew that it was Lord Indra in the form of Brahmana. So see this, even God is playing a game here with the Karna. It is the fate of Karna. So Indra, he goes to Karna and he says, I am a Brahmana, I am a Brahmin and Brahmana and I want arms from you. I want your earrings, I want your armor. So Karna says, Karna knew very well that it is Lord Indra in the form of a Brahmana. But without a second thought, he gave the armor and earrings to that Brahmana. The Brahmana was Lord Indra. He could not refuse, though he knew that he was being cheated, deceived by Lord Indra. Even gods have cheated Karna. Actually, Surya Deva had warned Karna about all this. Surya Deva had told Karna that Lord Indra will come in the form of a Brahmana and I'll ask you the earrings, will ask you the armor. But still Karna gives away his armor and earrings in charity because Karna was known for charity. Dana Shura Veera Karna. Regularly he'll be going for bath in the river Gangas, and as soon as he comes out from there, he'll be, whatever a person asks at that time, he'll be granting that, he'll be giving them. So this Indra comes at that time and asks him to give armor and earrings. So Karna gives away as charity. Now Indra was very happy. He was filled with surprise and joy. He praised Karna and told Karna, I am very happy that you have given me your earrings and armor. You can ask for any boon from me, Lord Indra will tell you. So Karna says, you give me the weapon Sakti. This weapon Sakti had the power to kill enemies. Indra granted the boon to Karna. He said that he could use the weapon only on one enemy. He could use the weapon only on one enemy. And after using that, that weapon would not stay with Karna, it would return back to Indra. It would disappear. So, that Sakti, weapon Sakti which was there, Karna could use it only on one enemy. And after using it, that weapon which was there, it would go back to Lord Indra. So Indra said these words and he disappeared from there. So on page number 134, we can see that one more story of Karna is mentioned. Karna actually had gone to Parashurama. Karna went to Parashurama. He became the disciple. He becomes the disciple of Parashurama. He goes to Parashurama and he says, I am a Brahmana. Who Karna says this? Karna says that he was a Brahmana and he wanted to learn certain things from Parashurama. So Parashurama believes him and he thinks that he is a Brahmana and he will take him as a disciple. So what Karna wanted to learn from Parashurama? He wanted to learn the Brahmastra. Brahmastra he wanted to learn. One day it so happened that Parashurama was taking rest. Parashurama, the guru of Karna. So he was taking rest on Karna's lap. Karna was sitting and the guru was sleeping on his lap. A stinging worm burrowed into Karna's thigh. It stung him and it bit him in such a way that blood started flowing. Blood began to flow. Pain was terrible. You can see when a mosquito bites, how much pain we feel. So when a bee stings us, do you know, Jain Hula, when it stings, the bee stings us, so much of pain will be there. So this worm, it stung him and lot of pain, blood started flowing. Karna bore this pain. He did not want to move his leg and disturb his master's sleep. When his master, that is Parashurama, awoke, he saw the blood that poured from the wound. He now told Karna, you are not a Brahmana, a Brahmin cannot bear such pain. You are surely a Kshatriya, because it is only Kshatriya who can bear the pain and not a Brahmana. It is said in the book. In reality, today's world, all are strong. It is only a Kshatriya who can tolerate so much of pain and bodily torments. Parashurama tells Karna to reveal the truth. So Parashurama comes to know that he is not a Brahmana, because a Brahmana cannot tolerate so much of pain. So he tells him, you tell me the truth. Karna confessed that he told a lie. He was not a Brahmana, he was the son of a charioteer. Parashurama was very angry on Karna and said that Karna had cheated his guru to gain knowledge. So to gain knowledge you cheated me. Parashurama gave him a curse. He said, since you cheated, since you deceived me, since you have deceived your guru, the Brahmastra you learnt from me shall fail at the moment you really need it. See the fate of Karna. When he was born, mother left him. When he came to fight, he was insulted, though he had so much of power, so he was supreme. Mother cannot reveal the truth. He cannot reveal the truth, though he is from a royal parentage. Now Indra came, Indra took away his armor and earrings. Now, to his fate, whatever Brahmastra he had learned from Parashurama, it was of no use to him, because Parashurama gave him a curse and said that at the time of need you will forget this. That is my curse, because you have told me a lie. Parashurama says, whatever you have learned from me shall fail at the moment you really need it. You will not be able to recite the mantra when your hour comes. That is, when you need it, you will not be able to recite the mantra I taught you. He had taught him some mantra, and he says, you will not be able to remember that mantra. That was the curse of Parashurama to Karna. Curse of Parashurama on Karna. He had cursed him. Coming to page number 135, you can see the subheading, Karna and the grandsire. Grandsire means grandfather. Grandfather of Karna was Bhishma. Bhishma was the grandfather of the Pandavas, the Kauravas. When Karna came to the Bhishma, when Karna came to know that Pitamaha Bhishma had laid wounded and he was almost dying, Karna hurried to that place. He fell at the feet of Bhishma, and Karna said, eldest of the race, Radha's son, who, no fault of his, has faced great displeasure, humbly bows before you for your blessings. These are the words said by Karna to Bhishma. Hearing these words, Bhishma was greatly moved. He kept his hand on Karna's head and blessed him. He said, you are not Radha's son. You are Kunti's firstborn, son of Suryadeva. Narada had told him all about Karna. So Bhishma said that he had no dislike for Karna, but he was in pain to see the great hatredness of Karna for the Pandavas, who were his own brothers. He said it was not proper to befriend the Pandavas. Bhishma said that he admired Karna's bravery and open-handedness. He knew that Karna belonged to Falguna and Krishna in prowess, that is skills. He was a very talented person. He was an extraordinary person known for bravery. So Bhishma says, I know all this about you. He asks Karna to close the chapter of enmity and that it was his wish. Bhishma tells Karna, close off this chapter of enmity. Don't want all this fight. Karna listened everything carefully. What Bhishma said. Karna listened everything to what Bhishma said. He replies saying, he knew that he was Kunti's son. He was not a charioteer born, but he had eaten the salt of Duryodhana and must be true to him. He said it was impossible for him to move towards the Pandavas at this stage. He said he has to repay to Duryodhana the debt he owed to Duryodhana for his love, trust. Karna tells Bhishma to forgive him and give him his blessings. So Karna does not agree to Bhishma's words. He says, at this hour when Duryodhana needs me, I cannot betray him. I have received so many things from him and I owe to him. I have to help him when he really needs me. So I cannot become friend with the Pandavas. Bhishma replies saying, do then as you wish, for that is the right way. Because what Karna said was also correct on his path. Karna was right on his path. Bhishma gave the blessings to Karna and said, you are like the good earth to the seeds, like rain clouds to living beings, ever dependable, firm in your loyalty. Serve Duryodhana and save him. So Bhishma tells, you serve Duryodhana and save him. Karna took Bhishma's blessings and rode on his chariot to the battlefield. When Karna entered the battlefield, Duryodhana's joys knew no bonds. The meaning of this is, he was very, very happy to see Karna in the battlefield. He gained back strength because Karna had come. He was like his right hand. Coming to page number 136, the death of Karna. So let us see how Karna meets his death. The Kauravas installed Karna as general ISO, like he was the main head for those Kauravas, that army of Kauravas. Karna was brave, confident, a great warrior. Karna sent a dazzling arrow that spat fire. Spat means the past form of spit. To spit, you know, people spit. To use it in the past tense, we use spat. So Karna sent a dazzling arrow that spat fire. He sent arrows like serpent with a double tongue out. If you have watched the Ramayana and Mahabharata, you will come to know, when a king leaves an arrow, that one arrow becomes 100 arrows, and one arrow goes like a snake, and one arrow goes and it turns into a big fire. So all such things you will find in the wars. So here also the same thing is mentioned, that when he left an arrow, it went and it spat fire. One went like a snake, all those. You must have seen this in the Mahabharata and in old memories, in the old movies also. If you remember, we do remember. We have seen Ramayana, we have seen Mahabharata, we have seen the wars, the serials, the serial form, we have seen all that. I don't know your age children, the children of today have watched Mahabharata or not, but you must know the two great epics. So if you see the Ramayana and Mahabharata, you will see such scenes. Krishna was Arjuna's charioteer. In the battlefield, what Krishna did was, he pressed the vehicle down 5 fingers deep in the mud, so that the arrows sent by Karna did not hit Arjuna. They passed off his head. The serpent arrow was very strong, and it would almost hit Arjuna, Partha's head, but he escaped and it hit his helmet. Which arrow? That serpent arrow, the arrow which will come and then get converted into a snake. It will take a snake-like form. That arrow, it is said to be very strong, and it did not hit Arjuna's head. It hit his helmet. Arjuna was red with shame and anger. He started to leave arrows to Karna in return. Karna's fated hour had come as he had been foretold. So Karna knew this. Foretold means to tell what is going to happen in your future. That is to foretell. The left wheel of the chariot of Karna suddenly sank in the blood mire on the battlefield. Karna jumped down from the chariot to lift the wheel up from the mud. Karna asks Arjuna to wait for a minute as his chariot had sunk. He tells, wait for a minute, my chariot has sunk and let me lift it first, and then we shall start again. Karna told Arjuna that he was a great warrior and that he knew the laws of the battlefield and dharma very well. So he should not attack a person. Who? Karna is telling all these things to Arjuna. Karna tells Arjuna, You are a great warrior. You know the rules of the battlefield. You should not attack a person when he is without his weapons and all. So he is telling. So he should not attack a person and take unfair advantage of their accident. So Karna says that he shall set his cart and then battle with Arjuna. Krishna now intervened and said, Karna, do you remember that things are played fairly? You remember the rules? Do you remember the laws? Only because you are in difficulty? What about these same things when Duryodhana, Dushasana, Shakuni dragged Draupadi to the hall of assembly and insulted her? Did you not know about all these things then? Krishna asks Karna, have you forgotten all these things? Where were these rules, laws then? Even you people had taken unfair advantage of the accident. Krishna reminds Karna of the earlier incidents when Dharmaputra was cheated in gamble. Krishna says, it was fair then, now it is unfair. Now you are reminding Arjuna of all these things because you are in difficulty. Was it fair to refuse Yudhishthira to give him his kingdom? He had to pledge 12 years of forest life and 13th year he had to go incognito. Incognito means to hide his identity. So Krishna asks, what had happened to Dharma then? Now you speak of Dharma and unfair advantage. Do you remember that you conspired with wicked Kauravas, poisoned, tried to kill Bhima? You were in the plot of burning the palace. The Pandavas were sleeping there in that palace and you tried to burn them alive when they were sleeping in the wax palace. What had happened to Dharma then? Krishna says, what did Dharma tell you when violent hands were laid on Draupadi and you were sitting watching all this? Did you not say that your husbands have left you unprotected? Go marry another person. Did you not tell Draupadi? Was your tongue not ashamed of these words? And now you talk of chivalry? Chivalry means qualities expected from a good warrior. Krishna reminds him how Abhimanyu was surrounded, how he was killed in the battle. Krishna tells Karna not to talk about chivalry and fair play now. Chivalry means what are the qualities that should be in a great warrior, good warrior. When Karna heard all this from Krishna, he realized his mistakes and bent his head down in shame. He did not utter a word. He began to ascend the chariot and took his bow and sent an arrow at Arjuna. Karna jumped down again and tried to lift the stuck chariot wheel, but could not lift the chariot wheel with all his strength. He tried to recall the mantras, but because of the curse of Parashurama, his memory failed. He could not be successful in his attempt. On the other side, Krishna forced Arjuna to send the shaft and slay Karna, the wicked enemy. Arjuna's mind was wavering. He was hesitant, but Krishna told Arjuna that it was his command and order. Arjuna now sent an arrow that cut and severed the head of Radhe. Karna. Krishna knew that this was the only way to kill Karna to end up the battle. Though Krishna knew that it was wholly wrong and against the code of honor and laws of war prevailing then, he ordered Arjuna to kill Karna. Karna was killed when he was trying to lift his chariot wheel. Actually, this was wrong, but there was no other way to end up this enmity. But how far was it correct? What Krishna did was also wrong. It was against dharma, but that was the need of the hour. Hence was the death of Karna. So children, here ends the story Karna. Hope you all have understood the summary of this lesson Karna. Coming to the examination point of view, what are the other names mentioned in the lesson for Krishna? For Krishna it is Madhava, for Arjuna it is Partha, for Karna it is Radheya. Second question, why was Kunti stupefied? Why was she shocked? Then the third question is like, what did Duryodhana envy? Fourth question is, why had a large crowd assembled at the arena? Or the question can be like, who are the divine parents of Karna and Arjuna? Divine parents means that Indra and Suryadeva. How does Bhima ridicule Karna? Why couldn't Karna refuse the gift asked of him? What was the boon of Indra? What was Parashurama's curse? What does Bhishma ask Karna to do? What mishap happened to Karna's chariot? Why was Arjuna's mind wavering when Lord Krishna asked him to slay Karna? Explain the death of Karna. Or the question can be like, why did Parashurama give a curse to Karna? What was the mistake of Karna? Questions of this type can be asked in the exam. However, a 2 mark or 2 plus 1 3 mark question appears from this chapter Karna. Hope you all have understood the summary of this lesson Karna. Just read the textbook once or twice with reference to this video. If you have liked my video, do share and subscribe. Thank you.